Got a bunch of people on. Glenn Moulton's here. MRC Builds, Lifty 550, Franklin County, Indiana. Oh, you've been here before, I think, though, right? I'm not late yet. Geez, what time is it? 7:27. I'm early. I mean, what's up, Pat? Good to see you here. Jeff Mahar's here. Oh, he's early too. I barely got caught up. Should we let him in? I just texted him the link, so he's chomping at the bit, apparently. Here we go. David Fisher's here. Look at that. Good evening, sir.
Hey, buddy. Sorry, I'm just trying to get set up.
No, you're good.
Okay, so what looks better, that or this?
The other way, the first way. I can't change it, so it's got to be portrait.
You want it like this?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Because I'm a little close to the camera. I can back up as long as you can hear. I'll turn the radio off here in a second.
Yeah, I can hear great. I think everybody else can probably hear great. But welcome. I've got my shirt on too.
Yeah.
Representing.
Nice.
I got my sign in the background.
Ah, perfecto. Nice.
So
looks good. Like it.
Yeah. All thanks to you, sir.
No problem.
I like to start off with just a little bit of housekeeping to explain to people that might be stumbling onto this video what's going on. So I help run a group called Honda Hoarders. That's been around for a while, started by Vinny Staffa, who doesn't show up to anything anymore, but that's all right.
I do talk to him, and I send him a sign too, as you probably would know.
Great guy, great guy.
Oh, yeah, I love him.
As a way of sharing the spotlight and putting the spotlight on different people in the group, we do a poll weekly to designate the hoarder of the week, and you are the hoarder of the week for 2 weeks now because we didn't do anything last week. So
sorry about that.
It was nice. I needed a week off, and you were having fun.
I was genuinely disposed with other people in our community, as you know, Travis Gisclair and Chase Pente being one of them. We were on our snowmobile trip, so sorry.
That's great. No, it wasn't a problem at all. But so you have the honor of being hoarder of the week, and that honor includes being in the hoarder hot seat, where I go through these 5 pages of very in-depth questions.
Well, I appreciate everybody putting me here.
Yeah, I think we're all in for a treat because you gave me just a sneak peek when we did our test earlier. So I think everyone's going to be excited to get to the part where we see what's behind you.
Okay, cool. And everybody can see what's going on right now because I see they're commenting, right?
Yes. So let me talk about that. So it's easy to get distracted by the comments. So if you have questions for Matt, hold them until the end. And as I start to wind down on my questions, I'll open it up to the people in the bottom. But there will be a lot of banter back and forth. And
and that's fine. Yeah, I can take it. I'm used to it. I'm an internet guy, you know?
Yeah. So might as well get started. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Full name, sir. What should we call you?
Matthew Wade Serwa.
Matthew Wade Serwa. How do you want to share your age?
47.
47.
Just had a birthday last week, January 28th.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. That's what we were doing for the snowmobile trip was my birthday.
Yeah. I think that makes you the same age as PJ Hart. I think he just turned 47.
Okay.
And had it right after he was hoarder of the week right after his birthday, or right near it. So
nice.
Whereabouts are you located?
I am in Wausau, Wisconsin, which is central Wisconsin, right in the middle of the state. If you drew a bullseye, that's where I am.
Yeah. Is that where you're from?
Originally, I'm from Peshtigo, which is just north of Green Bay.
Okay.
And that was my childhood. And we'll probably talk about that when we get to how I got into three-wheelers and things like that. So,
is that further north than where you're at now?
It'd be straight east of me, Green Bay, Lambeau Field, Packers, that area is where I
Are
grew
you a
up. So
Packers fan?
I am a Packers fan and a shareholder and a season ticket holder.
Very
So
cool.
yeah,
That make you a cheesehead? Is that the right
it
word?
does. It
Okay.
does. Yeah, officially it makes me cheese.
Is that derogatory?
No, no,
Okay.
no, not at all. Not at
I
all.
am I am not a sports guy, so I'm just
Oh, okay.
but location job. What do you do for work? How do you afford all these nice Hondas and Tigers and Bears? Oh my.
Well, I own a manufacturing company and we make industrial woodworking cutting tools.
Yeah.
So we service people like Ashland's Furniture, Lazy Boy, all the way down to your local cabinet shop, Bob's Cabinets in town. We make cutting tools for that type
Yeah.
of work.
That's,
So that's what I've been doing my whole life, and my father's been doing it his whole life. So we own a business here in town called Vortex Tool. It's a family business.
yeah.
My father being the primary owner,
Yeah.
majority shareholder, and then I also have cousins, and I had a brother that worked there. So it still is family run deal.
That's awesome. Did your dad start it?
He did, yes.
Super.
Yep.
That's cool. That's special. That's not common as much as it used to be.
No, it's a risk. Yeah, it's a big
Yeah.
deal to go out and try and I forget what the rate is. I think only less than 10% of businesses succeed in you know
Mhm.
when they're started.
Is there a lot of competition in that field for woodworking tooling and
Yeah, there's plenty of guys that want to be what
yeah,
we are for sure. Yeah.
okay. That's super. That's awesome. Relationship status, are you married? Do you have a
I am
family?
married. I am married. I have three kids. Lachlan, McLean, and Miles. They are 9, 11, and 14.
Yep. Very similar to where I'm at with kid
Right,
ages.
right in the middle of it, right?
Yep. It's
It's
exciting, it's
getting
fun.
busier. Yeah, oh, yeah, it's great. Yeah,
Yep,
it's a lot going on.
yep,
Stuff
yep.
with
My
kids.
15-year-old has laid claim to my 350X now, so
Oh, really? Nice.
it's it's
Yeah.
exciting, but it's a little nerve-wracking at the same time, and now I'm out of a machine, so
If my 14-year-old was here, he's at basketball practice. He lays claim to everything in this shop. So,
yeah.
and it's kind of difficult sometimes because I'm like, no, you can't ride that machine. He's like, well, why not? And I started it.
It's like,
That was always the rule when I was young. If you could start it, you could ride it. So
yeah,
that's what I told him.
yeah,
So,
that's funny. That doesn't apply necessarily with the collection comes into play, I guess.
well,
I'm
he
just
did ride it the other day. Took one of my 450Rs out that was brand new with stickers on it, never ridden. I'm like, why are you riding this machine? He said, I just thought it needed to be ridden. I'm like, unridden, not
yeah,
unridden.
yeah, that's
So anyway,
funny.
it's fine. Kids.
So why don't you tell us that story? How did you become a Honda hoarder? Where's the history start? How'd you
Um,
become a fan?
the history started when I was a kid living in Peshtigo. I'd go watch ice racing. I had my dad bought an 84 200 Big Red, which I would ride to the track and watch these guys race. And I really wanted to have something someday. So I had a go kart, which I sold and traded up to a 200X was my first machine. And I fixed that up. And then I got to a 350X. And then I moved to 250R. So I just kept, me and my buddies were always working on things and moving up in life. So that's where I ended up is with a 250R. But I never ice raced. I got to go there and watch, and then they let us hot lap and things like that. So I got to participate, but I was never an ice racer. I was just enthralled in
Mhm,
watching it and everything about it. So I went to those things a lot, and that's where I seen my first tiger.
mhm,
So that's the obsession with those, but then also this 250R three wheelers and just Ducatis and Trizes and all the stuff that I got to see there was really
mhm.
neat. And remember, like it was yesterday. When you watch that stuff when you're a kid, and you can't get to it. You want to have it in the worst way, but you can't afford it because you're just a 13-year-old kid. You can't go out and buy the best thing in the world. So
Yeah.
I think that's what drove that hoarding aspect of things later on in life. And I was like, oh boy, there's a T3. I remember those things. I want one. And all that Banshees and Tri-Z's and I know it's Honda Hoarders, but I just want to bring another.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The whole gamut, so to speak, of things. But it's primarily Hondas, as you know.
Yep. So did you go through a phase where you didn't have anything and then you went through an awakening? Is that?
I did. When you move out of your parents' house and you have to have a job and things like that, all the little fun things have to go away. And that was my one regret. Selling my last machine was a 250R 86 250R 4-wheeler, which I had to sell. And so getting married, building a house, and doing all those things, I didn't have any toys like that for a long time until I got to a little later in life. Probably, I would say 7 years ago, maybe 8, 10 years ago, I bought my first 4-wheeler back, 250R 4-wheeler. Not the one I own, but a similar one. And that's how I started. Like, I want an 86 250R to ride around and remember that. And so once I got that, it sparked something in me. I forget what, but started leading to other ones.
It felt good.
Yeah, it felt good.
Yeah.
More and more.
So when did it get serious? It's pretty serious right now. It looks like it.
I would say when I started playing the Tiger game, it got pretty serious. And the Franks and the high end stuff. And that was after I'd already kind of amassed all the 250Rs that I wanted, like the clean, unridden 86s, 85s, all that stuff. Got my main part of all the Honda 3-wheelers that I wanted. I own quite a few of them, more than what I have in here. So I'm trying to figure out my display part of it. But I would say the tipping point was probably the Tigers.
What year was that when you started bringing those into your collection? Do you remember that? Pre-COVID?
Yeah, it was pre-COVID. So time goes fast. I want to say 2017 or so, 2018.
Were those ones you found yourself? Did they come from Travis? Or
my first one came from Bob Burton because I wanted a Tiger 500 and he had one.
Okay.
And I
is that the guy in Oregon? Is that the guy in Oregon?
No, he's in Ohio. The guy in Oregon is Dale Shively Jr.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a lot of Tigers too. Yeah, he has probably the other largest collection of Tigers.
Yeah. So you got a 500. Do you have one of each?
I have pretty much one of each now. Yeah, I have 13 Tigers, so I have everything but an original Tiger 80. But I have everything to make one.
Yeah.
So we'll have that at some point.
How many 80s did they make?
Well, that's debatable. Two are known to exist. We'll say that. If you talk to the owner of Tiger, he's not real clear about that, but he knows that there was a lot of stuff that was made and not necessarily documented as made as Tigers. So no one really knows how many Tigers there are out there of each kind, even 200s, 500s. There's some estimates, but sales records don't necessarily match what happened at the factory. Is what I'm saying.
So. Yeah. And he was in Minnesota. They were made in Minnesota.
Yes. Yep, they were made in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which isn't far from me. It's only 2 hours, and that's why I think they did a lot of testing over in Green Bay and Marinette, and I got to see that when I was young.
Cool. That's cool.
Few of them. Yeah. Yeah, that was.
Well, we've been talking about stuff. Maybe it's a good time if you're willing to walk around and show us what's behind you, and maybe point some of these things out and what's special. And you haven't got to give us the quarter tour, but maybe just the nickel tour.
Well, I can try. Let's see what we were going to talk about tires at some point. So I had every example of tire that we make.
You want to talk about it right now?
Yeah, we could talk about it right now if you want.
Yeah.
Sure. Let me get back to my spot here. and
Well,
realign.
the first one you came out with was what? The 250R ATC tires?
Yes, and the reason, and let's go back to my collecting hoarding problem. I had a lot of 86 250Rs, and I was trying to make them all original, and buying the tires for them was becoming cumbersome. And I am I don't know how many I have, but it's a lot. It's over 15. And I was just sick of trying to get a hold of these tires. So I decided that I was going to get a hold of a tire company and wherever and get these tires repopped like they do like with Croker tires for those old white wall type cars and things like that. So I did that, and it was quite a lengthy process, and leap of faith, so to speak, because you have to send China a bunch of money to make the mold and trust that they're going to make these tires for me. It was just going to be for my own personal use because I wanted it. Nothing looks better than new tires and rims on a car, so that's why I figured I want nice look. I don't care if they're OEM or not, but I want them nice look and rideable and usable and things like that. So I get the mold made, I get the tires made. They send me they're supposed to send me one sample. They send me 2 samples. I put them on a bike and I send a picture to Travis. I said, look how cool this looks, And he's like, wow, that is really nice. I didn't know you were doing that. And I said, yeah, I wanted to make my own tires, for myself. And that's why I called them Serwa Tires, because I didn't think they would ever be a tire brand. And, that's my, one and only thing I could come up with for these things. So Travis says, no way, man, we got to sell these things. I need them. I said, I'll sell you some. I'm going to get a bunch made for my friends and whatnot, so. But I don't want to, be in a tire deal. I don't want to sell them to everybody and have a website and go, hey, no. We had to, we got to give me 24 hours, he said. And then I said, all right, for what? He said, I'm going to sell you a whole container of tires. And he sold a whole container of tires in 24 hours. He called everybody and said, would you buy them? Would you buy them? And so I'm like, all right, well, I'll order a whole container of them and we'll see how it goes. And that was a leap of faith too, because everybody says, yeah, I'll buy them. But then when it comes time to do it, it was it was an overextension of what I wanted to do, to be honest with you, to start out. But it was actually a good thing because it turned out to be organically how I wanted it to be, that it was a help to the community. We're not doing it as a moneymaker type situation. We put all the money back in to Serwa Tires to bring out another tire. We have 9 of them now, and another one on its way. They have 110 tire that you probably alluded to. Yeah.
Yep. So the Pro-Am,
right. The houndstooth pattern. Yeah.
Yep.
So that'll be the next one, and it should be here 6 months, I would say, would be that time frame.
Yeah.
So I'm awaiting a sample tire any day for that. So that's kind of how Serwa Tires started, was the 250R tire. And we still sell a lot of them every week, every month. It amazes me that people are still buying them and liking them, using them, wearing them out, or whatever's happening. They're a great tire. They're made to be used. We put a lot of thought into the inner construction of the tire and cheap out on any of that part of it because we want them to be safe and, durable.
Now you can use them and not feel bad, that you're going to use
up. You can get more of them, You get them dirty, get them cut, whatever. Just buy another one.
Yep. Well, that's great. Yeah. So you got the ATC 250Rs, you got the front TRX 250Rs to match those.
Correct. Big red, the smaller one, the big red
250 ES, ATC 70, 250 SX,
250 SX, which is also 200X, and what else, Mr. Todd? Huh?
The 350X tires.
We make the 350X tires, yes, in that size, yeah. Which was difficult because like the front tire on a 350X is a ½ inch bigger than the 250R tire.
Yeah.
And I argued with Travis. I'm like, why do we have to make tires? A whole nother mold had to be made and all this money. He's like, it's got to be that shape, that size exactly for a 350X to work. And I'm like, okay, then we'll do it. So
all the nerds are going to want it.
Yeah, so you can't pick us apart about that. We got it.
Yeah.
We got it.
So the 110 tires are also the 125M tires, are also the 200S tires,
Yeah,
the 185R tires.
200M. Yeah, there's a
So
multiple range, more than I know, and that's probably your wheelhouse. You'd know every machine they go on
yeah,
and don't go on.
so
Yes,
that's super. Well, that's
I
exciting.
hope
Thank
that
you for announcing
I
that.
hope that's a good tire. I see more and more people wanting to restore those machines because they're more readily available.
Yeah,
So if they have they can start with a set of tires on their machine. Maybe that'll
yeah.
spark them.
And for a lot of people, that might have been their first machine that they got
Oh yeah,
introduced to
yeah,
the hobby on.
absolutely. Like mine was a 200 Big Red, just happened to be a Big Red, but that was the first year for them. Otherwise, it would have been a 110 or a 200
Yeah,
something. I'm sure
yeah.
that's what was available.
And then on top of that, you've got grab bars and tanks now coming.
Yes, we got. Oh, right. We have. Forgot about that. We have 250SX tanks that'll be here shortly, within the next couple weeks, and Big Red tanks,
Yeah,
250 ES tanks as well. Yeah,
good. And ATC
yeah,
70 tanks already.
yeah. We got 70 tanks, 70 grab bars. Excuse me as I step out of frame, but we got 250R four wheeler, ATC 250R three wheeler, 350X. We got quite the multitude of, and they look genuinely OEM.
Yes.
They're spot on, and that was our intent the whole time, is to make sure that everything is as it should be, because no one's got OEM replacement parts for these things. And
Yeah.
if you're going to keep the sport and hobby going, you have to have these things. Someone's got to come up with this stuff and provide it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, kind of goes by the wayside.
And you can find all this stuff at serwatires.com
Yep.
and place your order
And
there. And
DNArestorations.com as well.
yeah,
Travis at DNA is my partner in this deal, and I owe him a lot of credit for where we're at today.
yeah.
If it wasn't for him, pushing me to do it, his name out there, his name alone helped
Mhm.
tremendously, because he's very well known and respected in the industry for
Yeah.
this type of stuff. So yeah,
Awesome.
that's a little
Cool.
stint on Serwa Tires.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, let's see some machines now. I interrupted the tour. Everyone's probably mad at
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm working on my showroom part of the deal, so everything's kind of in shambles, but we can walk around and look at some machines. Um, my main display idea that I'm working on currently is a lifting system, and let's see
That's
if I got
wild.
it. So it will be lifting that bottom machine up to the middle, and then one underneath it, and I'll have 5 rows of those going along that wall.
That's fantastic. All ours, or are you gonna put
No, I don't know what I'm gonna put. It's gonna be a multitude of different things. It'll be, yeah, a 250R rack, a 350X rack, a 200X
yeah.
rack. Um, so there'll be 5 total, and I haven't. That's what I'm trying to figure out in my head what to put, because I have so many different machines to do.
So this building that you're in, what is this building?
This is my shop, and this is the showroom part of it.
Yep.
So you'll see taxidermy stuff. There's a golf sim down at the back. Um, I have all the tigers lined up there along the wall. These are our 70 tanks every year that we see if I can get this right. Come on now. Every year I had Travis paint the 70 tanks in order, so they go, not except the 73 and 74. We don't do those, but 78 through 85 it would be there. We like playing pinball, so we have a little pinball area. 70s hung on the wall. Now that part is not quite done yet, because I don't like how they look
What do you mean?
hanging. I'll show you here in this next one. like they're too compact underneath my Honda sign and busy looking. I want to be able
Okay.
to walk up to them and kind of.
Is
Does that
it?
show decent
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
video? Okay.
Is it the same bracket that hangs them pointing down as the one that hangs them pointing up?
Well, the one bracket that he makes only hangs them pointing down. I make one that hangs them pointing up as well. So it's a little bit different style
Okay, okay.
bracket. So anyway, but yeah, they're fun 70s, and
Yeah.
then we got 350X's, and let's go over here.
Is that a giraffe rug you just walked by?
Yes, it's actually my son's giraffe. I laying it out to
Wow.
even it out, so to speak. So I hope nobody's like offended by the
It doesn't
head and
matter.
stuff. Because I'm gonna show you a
Nobody's
giraffe
allowed to be
head.
offended
Like,
anymore. Nobody cares.
yeah, that's right. Next 4 years.
Yep.
Chase's tiger. Rogers Pilot. I got just a bunch of miscellaneous. This is my all restored 250R collection. I need to get up on them stands somehow. The four wheelers every year,
Mhm.
89, 88, 80, 87 every color, 86 every color. So yeah, I hope that comes out. Kind of watching from the side. But
Yeah. Oh
that
yeah.
was just one of a fun build that Travis and I did. We call it Miss California, but it's just a beast. It's a Lynx 380 or 4 something. I can't remember, but it's just electric start. We put on it Pantera electric start. We every part you could put on a four wheeler, we put on it. Race four wheeler and steering dampener from It's got all this stuff on it that shouldn't be on a machine. That is just an example of what you can do. So, and then we put our
144
tires.
people viewing right now. I think that's a record, Matt,
Oh, well.
for me at
Well,
least.
thanks,
So,
guys.
yeah.
I hope my camera deal's showing you what you need to see.
Yeah.
Because I'm new to all this. I've never done one of these before, Preston. You're the first one.
Well,
So
thank you. I'm honored.
yeah.
That's awesome. So all of that you put together in the last 8, 9 years, 10 years, maybe?
Yeah, and there's a lot here that's not you don't see like that.
Yeah.
The video you showed is like the preview for the vote. All that pallet racking with those machines, they're all there, waiting
Wow.
to come out and be put
Yeah.
put up. So I have some pretty cool stuff in there. I have pink Tri-Z. That's pretty special that a gal did for breast cancer research, and she's raced it, and they did an article in Dirt Wheels. There's a lot of
Was that
cool.
Regina?
Yeah.
Yep. That's cool.
Yeah, you remember that pink
Yep.
Tri-Z?
Yep.
Yeah, I have that. That should be on display in here, as part of the collection. That's stuff like that I need to get sorted out. So that's what I'm trying to do now.
Yeah. Very cool. I really got lost in that, and I haven't been paying attention to my questions here. But so it all started with you said 84 Big Red?
84 Big Red, yeah.
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 Shaft drive, reverse.
Yeah. That was
All that.
and I think I was 6 years old when they bought it, and they let me ride it immediately,
Mhm.
And then I flipped it over, and then my mom said, no more of that. I had to wait till I was 8 or 9 to ride it again, I
Yeah,
think.
right.
But
Yeah. The safe age of 8 or 9.
yeah.
That's great. That's what I started on too, was 84 Big Red that my dad had. Have you ever sold one that you regret? Maybe you mentioned that 250R you had, that four-wheeler. Is that your biggest
Yeah, way
regret?
back when. Yeah, you always regret the first one you had your favorite one you had to sell, the
Yeah.
last one, so to speak. So yeah, that would be it for sure.
Is there anything you're not interested in? Like, is there a machine that you would never buy because you just don't care, or you open to anything?
I'm not into motorbikes or like the Honda Z50s or anything like that. Does that
Yep.
count in
Yep.
this
Yep.
deal? I
I
seen a
mean,
couple of them sell at Meakin the other day, the pair for, I don't know, was it 40,000 bucks? It was a lot of money for a little motorbikes. That's just not my cup of tea, I'm 3-wheeler, 4-wheeler guy. 2 strokes. Love 2 strokes. I'm not opposed to 4 strokes, but I love the racing 2 strokes. There was a golden age of 2 strokes from like 84 to 90, and then it started going downhill, my opinion. But
did you buy the crated 250R? It's a mystery.
I did
Nobody
not.
knows.
I did not.
Hmm.
I did not, but I was aware of it and am aware of it, and
That's crazy.
I think it's great. I think it's great that it went for as much money as it did. It keeps that kind of mystery of the sport alive. It's the only one left, and my wife asked me, because that's really what started Serwa Tires, is the 86 250R 3-wheeler. That's, remember, I went back to that. And she kind of figured out that that's what it was about. And she says, well, why don't you buy it? I'm so, well, no. I said, but I want to, but I got a lot of money tied up in these things right now. Let's just relax for a little bit. But,
That's cool. Let's see.
Going to a good home.
Yes. I'm excited to see where it ends up. Do you have a favorite machine of all those machines? Do you have a favorite?
Oh, no, they're all my favorite. Can I say that?
Yeah, let's see.
They really
Do you have
are.
a favorite model? Is it the 250R your favorite model?
It's the toss up between the 86 250R and the 86 350X. I really like those two as my 2 favorite machines I like to look at.
Yep.
When I walk in and say, it's
Yeah.
stand there and go, that's cool.
That's right.
That's badass.
Let's see. So we didn't even really talk about it, but that 88 Super Red you got behind you.
Yes, sir.
So that's probably the one that came from the furthest distance.
Yes.
So being a Super Red, that is in Australia or possibly New Zealand.
It was Australia's where I bought it from. Somehow they knew it was worth some money because they put it in like a state auction. So there was other items in it, and I had to have somebody from Australia bid on it for me, which I do. I have some connections there because our machines that we use at Vortex are made in Australia. So I know some people that could help me facilitate that. And it wasn't a very easy thing, even with having someone there, getting it shipped over and all that. But it worked, and I got it, and Travis restored it, and we put NOS fenders on it, and now it looks. The seat cover is kind of draped over it right now as kind of hey, I'm gonna fix it and make it a real Super Red, but it just has the regular 87 gray seat on it now. So
my seat was really ratty, and I think so. It's hard to see, but down there I've got the seat for mine. That's my 88 on the table still. But it's that light gray. I don't like the look of the light gray, honestly. But
well, that's the correct look to it, right? So I'll take that cover off quick and
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
it's on there. Yeah. See, that's the what you want to trade.
So yours doesn't. Yours has this. I thought I saw it.
Yeah, the cover does, but I don't have the cover on. I just
Why
send
can't I
you
need
a old ratty black one I got with a crappy cover. I can't do that. I need it. But yeah, I need to put that cover on that you have there. That's what I need
Very
to
cool.
do.
I got that from Travis Matthews up in Canada.
I believe that's the same guy I got it from because he's the guy that made them and said he's the one that, I think I bought it directly from him. And excuse me, Travis, I'm forgetting that you're the guy that made the correct seat covers because no one was for the 88s. So
that's great. How often do you get out and go riding? I know you ride sleds, but
ride snowmobiles a lot. We can ride our machines on the trails here. So once the trails open up, the snowmobile trails, I can ride my 4-wheelers, 3-wheelers on the trails as long as they're registered. So I do that when we're on this year is a bad year. Their trails aren't open, so I can't do that. But I would say I ride 3-4 times a year.
Yeah.
My 2 strokes, if you count like a real motocross type bike.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like side by sides and snowmobiles is quite a bit.
Yeah.
All the time.
Pretty big trail system out there.
We can ride on the roads here wherever we want to go. So, yeah, a lot of people use side by sides and quads and stuff to get around, go to the bar, go to the grocery store, whatever. I live way out in the country, so I use it less for that. Excuse me, but we use them.
That's great.
They do get ridden. They don't just get sat in a. Not all of them get ridden.
Yeah. There's not enough time.
Super Red has a brand new NOS Speedo in kilometers that has 0 clicks on it that I bought. And I did not hook up and will not hook up and will not ride. So,
So you're gonna have to keep the front tire on a dolly.
No, I unhooked the cable.
Yeah. What's your favorite non-hoarding pastime?
Hunting.
Obviously, yes. Giraffe rug in the background.
That was an Africa hunt, yes, but we do quite a bit. I need to build a trophy room, but let's see here. See, that's a giraffe head.
Wow.
And then let me get the lights turned on in here.
That's super cool.
So this is part of where we display some of our stuff.
My grandfather was a very avid hunter.
Was he? Okay.
He's got a trophy room over in town that he donated to the town, and they maintain it and keep it open to the public.
That's cool. So. Really? Yeah. So he was all over the place then.
Yeah. He's got a full-size polar bear.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, he did it all.
60s. Yeah.
Yeah. What was his name?
Paul Brott.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll share a video with you. I've got a personal YouTube channel where I videoed his stuff, and I'll send it to you. You probably like that.
I would. Polar bears are cool. You can't bring them into the U.S. anymore, but maybe someday you can.
Yep. That was back in the 60s, and I remember him telling the story that you had to lube your gun with graphite because it was so cold, your gun would freeze up.
The oil, the oil would make the firing pin not work. Yeah, you don't want that to happen with polar bear coming at you. That'd be bad.
Yeah. All right. That's all of the Honda questions or the hoarding questions. Let's see what we're at. We're at 38 minutes, so we're doing really good. I'm going to bounce around a little bit, and let's maybe start with some music questions. 70s, 80s, 90s, what's your favorite kind of music genre? What decade are you stuck in?
Oh, I listen to them all. So I like probably early 90s hardcore rap.
Yeah.
Like NWA and I mean, when I listen to that, it just brings me back. It's funny, but
Yeah.
But I listen to everything.
That's the question here. What band would we be surprised you like? So, yeah, straight out of Compton, huh?
Yeah, NWA or Dr. Dre, The Chronic.
Yeah, I was definitely had my little Sony Walkman, swinging a weed whacker around it back in '94, singing all that. PJ's probably going to chime in here. That's his jam. Yeah, right there, West Michigan Motorsports.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, all that crappy rap, you bet.
What's the best concert you've been to?
It was Buffett when I was probably in my 20s. He came to Alpine Valley. That was a really cool experience. But recently, I would say Five Finger Death Punch was probably my favorite concert I went to.
Wow.
Pretty cool. And then Brantley Gilbert was there to do an appearance. And it was just in Green Bay. It was a real small venue. So it was neat to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're jumping all around. We got country, Five Finger Death Punch, Jimmy Buffett,
Buffett.
and NWA. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you watch much TV?
I watched a fair amount, yeah.
Yeah. You got any
Watched
favorite
fair-
shows?
Antique Roadshow is one of our favorites.
Yeah. Lawrence
Antiques
Welk.
Roadshow. Yeah. Yellowstone and Landman, all the
Yeah,
popular
they're awesome.
ones. Yeah. So we watch enough of that stuff, I'm sure.
All right. Food questions. You ready for some food questions?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. Let's start with this one. This will tell a lot. Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Pancakes. Wow. Are you anti-waffle or you just prefer
No.
pancakes?
I just my son has learned how to make pancakes. That's the only thing he knows how to cook. As a 14-year-old, I think it's wonderful that he can make me a crappy little pancake. So that's why it's pancakes right now.
Do you like thin pancakes or thick pancakes?
Cooked pancakes.
Cooked is preferred, yes.
Yes. Cooked.
I always say when you're dealing with a three-wheeler shipper,
Yeah.
their first time quote is like the first pancake. You always throw that one in the trash because it's never the right one. Do you
My
guys make a
shipper's
lot of?
probably watching this, so you gotta be careful.
Well, then he knows it's true. He's laughing right now. You guys make a lot of maple syrup up there, or people make a
They
lot of
do,
maple
yes.
syrup?
Yes, and we actually own quite a bit of hunting land and has a lot of maple trees on it that we could, and I keep talking about tapping. But again, that's just another
Yep.
hobby that will cost you money and not,
Yeah.
make you money. It just makes you maple syrup. And one of my buddies does it. I can buy the maple syrup direct from him at cost. So I just buy a big box of it, and we go through a lot of it here. Only with kids, it's a staple.
I've got some close friends that are in the maple syrup industry, and they are in the maple syrup business. And with was it a reverse osmosis?
Yes. Yep.
It
Our whole
sucks a lot of the
system.
water out of it, so you don't have to boil
Yep.
it down.
Yeah. Yeah. It cuts the time in half a lot.
It's
Yeah.
fascinating. Sour or spicy?
Sour.
Sour.
Can't do
Okay.
spicy. Can't do
No.
spicy.
Is that
No.
as you've gotten older, you never like spicy?
I never liked spicy. I like buffalo, but I never like spicy
Yeah.
stuff, curry or any of that crap. No, that ain't me.
Mayo or Miracle Whip?
Mayo.
Keeping it real. Do you like ice cream?
I do. Yes.
Favorite type of ice cream?
Napoleon.
Okay. What is Napoleon?
Chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry.
Okay. So we'd call that Metropolitan out here.
Okay.
But I guess I've seen that too. So just to have a variety.
Must be it. Where are you? What state?
New York.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
Metro. I get it. That's fine. I'm not judging.
That's right. Hey. Is there any food that you would happily wipe from the planet? Candy corn or salt and vinegar potato chips?
Malted milk balls.
Yeah. Who does that?
Right.
We'd be better without that. Creamy or crunchy peanut butter?
Crunchy.
Crunchy. Okay, good. You redeemed yourself on the waffle comment there.
I feel like I'm being scored.
Yep. Oh yeah. There's
all right.
My wife's keeping track. Neapolitan. Neapolitan. I said it wrong.
Sorry.
I said Metropolitan. My wife has a Metropolitan, but she's corrected me. It's Neapolitan. I get so nervous when I'm.
Must be a Wisconsin Northwoods thing. We call it Napoleon, but
yeah. All right, let's do some would you rather questions. Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button for your life?
Rewind.
Yeah.
Rewind.
It's like Game Genie. You just get infinite do-overs.
Right. I don't know what it would do for me, but I mean, I'm happy where I'm at. It's just like, I like to go watch it again sometimes.
Yeah, right.
see why I did what I did.
If would you rather have a magic van that could transport you to any place or time, or a magic ring that could touch any book and absorb all the information within?
Magic ring.
The ring. Wow,
Mhm.
that's deep. What book would you start with? What type of information would you start your absorption with?
Oh, what's the right answer here? The Bible.
Yeah, yeah,
That would be number one. It's the world's, most published book. So we'll start there.
yeah.
Not that I haven't had my share of religion in my life. I went to Catholic school. My kids go to a Catholic school, so I'm involved in masses and all that stuff all the time. So,
Hmm.
but let's do that one. That'd be an easy one.
Hmm. Would you rather know when you're going to die or how you're going to
Uh how?
die? Yeah,
How? Yeah,
yeah.
because then you don't know.
Any any phobias, or you know, like you'd hate to die by fire, or any things like that that I don't even know what I'm asking here.
Um, Phobias. Let's see. I can't
Yeah, just
think
go
on
with
the
phobias.
top of my head. I don't want to be drowned. That's not fun. I do a lot of the water, so I'm
Yeah.
pretty conscious of that. Wouldn't
Do you
want to
scuba
be.
dive?
Yes, I do. I do snuba.
Yeah.
I do snuba. Yeah,
Are you saying snuba?
yeah, snuba. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Snorkel dive? Okay.
Well, yeah, you're attached to a hose in a tank. I don't do the whole
Okay.
full on tank diving. I just go, probably 15 feet by max with that.
Yeah.
So
Do you have to be certified
you
for
should
that?
be, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. My wife is a big time scuba diver. She loves it. So
Yeah.
I'm not so much into that. Maybe that's part of the phobia. I'm too far down. I can't get up in time.
Yeah. That's one of
Yeah.
my phobias, because our lake, we live on the lake here, and it's very black water, so I can freak myself out if I'm out in the middle swimming and I look down and it's just you can't see
Right.
all
Where
the
you're
creatures
at.
that are waiting to bite your toes
Right.
off. I know it's irrational, but I
Mm.
can't help it.
It's a legit fear. I
Yeah.
don't.
All right, here's some machine maintenance questions. You've got a lot of machines. How do you store them for extended periods of time?
Well, you've seen my palette system picture. Maybe you
Yeah,
can flash to it later. That's one way I do it. Otherwise, it's in a heated storage building like this, heated storage,
yeah.
you know,
Are
or
you
climate controlled. I'm sorry, I should say. We don't have to worry about it in the summertime, as you know, but in the winter, you want them above 50 some degrees so they don't freeze.
yeah. Do you drain your gas tanks, your carburetors? Do you keep your gas tanks full?
Yes. No, it's completely drained, blown out, all carbs completely drained. And
Hmm.
then usually I'll dump some Marvel Mysteriola through it to kind of keep everything lubed up that way.
Okay. I'm trying to find that picture. Here's if you didn't see the thumbnail, here's the pallet racking
Yeah.
that Matt has. So these
Yeah.
machines aren't in the room that you're in right now. They're all in a different room.
No, no, they're all up there. There's special built pallets, a certain width I had to get so I can fit that many in the standard pallet racking.
Yeah,
So they're strapped to a special pallet, so they won't go anywhere. All I have to do is go up to them with fork truck and grab them, bring them down, unstrap them, take them,
yeah.
whatever I need to do. So that's how I store those.
That's wild. People will say to me, they're like, "Wow, you must have the biggest collection of three-wheelers." I'm like, nope, because there's Binkies
Well,
out there, there's Matt Serwas out there, there's lots of people I
well,
don't even know. This guy with the crated 250R, I don't
yeah,
know who that
right.
is. I know Travis
Yeah.
knows him well, but
I think there is. You're right, Preston. There's a big silent majority out there of collectors that don't, they're not on Facebook or they're not on YouTube or
yeah,
internet. Period. There's a junkyard I want to show a video of that's on my phone. An ATV junkyard that I used to go to when I was a kid, still there. A guy my age runs it now. You walk through this thing, it is all old three-wheeler stuff, not necessarily good stuff or
right.
250 or liquid cooled stuff, but anything three-wheeler, Yamaha, the old KTX stuff. It's just a treasure trove of stuff there, and nobody knows about it. And he makes that. I've seen a couple of flashes of that one in Tennessee, guys like trying to sell parts. I have a ATV junkyard. Show
Mhm.
a couple pictures of it. This junkyard I'm talking about that's here in Wisconsin, it's 10 times that, and it has a giant barn in the middle of it that's full of motors and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff out there still that people don't even know about.
Yep,
Still there. So yeah,
that's wild. Are you a phone call guy or are you a text guy?
phone call. Phone call if it's important. Yes,
Okay. Did you have a nickname in high school?
I did. I did. It
Yes.
was Slicker B. My wife's gonna
Slicker
laugh.
B.
Yeah. It
Is
was
there a
short
reason?
for I was a lot fatter back then, and it was
Yeah.
for slicker belly, they called me, and I had a big beer gut, so,
Well, that's mean.
all that stuck, but that was my nickname.
Were you really popular in high school? Were you
I
you
don't think so. Um, I got along with everybody, I wasn't real cliquey, but I was
Mhm,
also a gearhead
mhm.
and a partier, so I didn't always fit in with the scholars of the group or, kids that aspire to go to college, so to speak. I went to my 20-year class reunion, and I know I graduated with the lowest grade point average in my class. I had to. There couldn't have been anybody any lower than mine.
How big a
But
graduating class did you have?
it was 60, I think. It was
Okay, so
small.
smaller
Yeah,
school, yeah,
yeah. We have small schools over here. Yeah,
yeah. My school was
yeah.
small. I had 43, I think, so,
Okay, sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, you mentioned being a gearhead. Did you have cars back then? You've got cars now, I think, some
I do have. I'm a
muscle
car
cars.
guy. Yeah, and back then I was a car guy, and I was also a racing car guy. So I had a race car back in the day, an old bomber car that raced locally here for probably 4 or 5 years. I was into that pretty big. So
Yeah. What kind of racing?
bomber, asphalt. We call it bomber here. Street stock. I guess you
Okay.
guys might know
Yeah, okay.
it there.
Gotcha.
So it was a. I got a picture of it somewhere I could grab, but
Do you have
um,
are you a Chevy guy, are you a Ford guy,
yeah,
or a Mopar guy?
GM guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
GM
Okay.
guy.
I was brainwashed Mopar at a young age.
Oh, were you?
So,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
It's a
it's
terrible thing because you're a Honda guy and then you do that to yourself.
yeah, it's I'm having fun.
Okay, well,
That's what I
it's your
keep telling
experiment.
myself.
Is that you're experimenting?
Let's see. Are you a plan out every detail guy or a wing it guy?
Detail,
I think based on what
detail.
we've seen, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, there's got to be a plan
Mhm.
of some sort, even if it's a shitty one.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Sketch it out on a napkin if you got it.
Yeah, like Mike Tyson says, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Yeah,
So,
that's funny. What would the title of your biography be?
oh, don't don't do what I did.
Don't do what I did. Matt Serwa, don't do what I did. That's great. Are you a early morning guy or a late night guy?
Early morning guy.
Yeah.
Early morning guy. I get up early and I come out here and I putts on a machine or clean or do something, and that gives me my little routine workout for the day, I guess you call it, or
Yeah.
therapy. Uh, so yeah,
Do you work out of that building, or do you have
for
an
my
office?
job for
Yeah.
Vortex, no, Vortex is a whole separate
Okay.
building from this. Yeah, this is my home shop area,
Okay.
showroom area.
How far is your house from your shop?
This one I'm sitting in,
Yeah.
it's
Next door,
100,
nearby?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
100 yards. Yeah,
Gotcha. Do you believe in aliens or ghosts, or both?
both,
Both.
both. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, both. Where we go elk hunting every year is right by Area 51, so um, I have to believe in them that way. So Roswell, New Mexico.
Yeah. Have you seen them do any testing out there?
For aliens?
Yeah. Testing
Yeah.
the aircrafts that
Well,
they
I see
keep?
them fly airplanes around, drop flares, if that counts. I don't know if that's for aliens, but yeah, could be.
Okay. You mentioned scuba diving. Have you ever done any skydiving?
No, no,
No. Would
no,
you?
no,
No.
no.
Bungee cord? Bungee jumping?
No, I don't like. I'm not a heights guy. That's a
Yeah.
phobia.
Okay.
Heights. Like I hunt in tree stands and stuff, and I can handle that being there. But like really high shit,
Yeah.
bridges and stuff, like standing. Oh no, thanks. Nope.
Mhm.
And big bugs. Hate big bugs. Let's
Okay.
circle back to phobias. Can't stand tarantulas or giant beetles. Nope. That's it.
Are there a lot of those in Africa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big
Any
bugs. Yeah.
any
Centipedes.
encounters?
Yeah. I've been in situations where there's been a giant bug in there, and I'm like, you need to get this out of here right now, or I'm gonna blow this place up.
Yeah.
Type thing. So yeah.
You've got your arms all crossed. All right. I'm
Yeah.
making you feel uncomfortable. So let's move
Sorry.
it. This is always a good one. If you could have a dinner party with three people, real or fictional, dead or alive, who would they be?
Shoot. Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and Roman Polanski.
Wow,
I want to know all the dirty secrets.
that'd be spicy.
Well, he's president, so yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I want him there. Trump,
yeah,
not just because I like him. It's not. I didn't want to make it political, but
yeah,
it just happened.
yeah. Well, let's see. That would be a very interesting. I wish we could put the camera in the corner of that and watch it.
Yeah.
What's your spirit animal, sir?
Oh well.
What
Kind of
resonates
a.
with you?
What's that?
What resonates with you?
Bears.
Bears.
Bears. Say grizzly bear
Yeah,
would be my spirit animal. Grizzly bear.
I'll go with that. What does Serwa mean? Does Serwa mean something?
I believe it was Serwalski. It's Polish.
Okay.
And they shortened it when they got to the U.S. to Serwa because they didn't want to be known as Polish people because it was kind of a stereotype back
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
as best I can tell from my lineage tracing.
Do you have a favorite season?
Fall,
Yeah.
hunting season.
Is that why?
Yes, hunting
Yeah.
season.
Do you have any pets?
We do. We got a rabbit. We got a cat. We got a dog. And I have a big saltwater fish tank in the basement. We grow hard corals and soft corals, and then it's got
That's cool.
fish in it. Oh yeah.
You have a favorite comedian?
Oh, I do. Several, but I'd probably pick out of all of them, Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
It's
He's
being one of
fun.
the best. Yeah.
Uh, let's see. Do you believe ATC 87 ATC 250Rs ever made it into the hands of the public?
No, they did not.
I don't believe they did either.
They did not.
Do
I
you
would own
believe?
one. I would own one.
Yes.
For
I feel
real.
like we'd at least see a picture.
I'd already have it. You would have had it first. I'm just teasing you. Mr. Three Wheeler had to have all of them.
Do you think they'll ever find treasure on Oak Island?
Yes. God, I hope so. I watched it
One
every season.
one of
So I
these
need
days?
it to happen. Otherwise, I'm going to be in trouble with my wife and everybody I made watch it. Kids.
You've never been to Trike Fest?
I have never been to Trike Fest. I'm going to come to Trike Fest. I promise you that. And I'll bring some cool stuff with me.
Cool.
Uh, my wife talked about it. What event does he host? And I told her, and she said, when is that? Where is that? And I said, it's always a time when, we have something going on, or there's always this or that for me to sneak away and do something. It feels guilty. But now she knows about it. And I told her, I'm doing this interview that's part of that. And I got to go see Preston and bring some stuff. So,
Well, I'm talking about in Indiana, Trike Fest in
yeah,
Indiana. But
right. You go to that,
my
though,
event's
don't you?
something different.
Yeah, but you go to that thing too, right? You
Yes.
go to
Yep.
Trike Fest? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your thing and Trike Fest. I've never been to.
Yeah.
So,
And it's a great time of year to come visit if you come to New York that time of year. It's pretty up here. We're in the Adirondacks, so there's a lot of mountains, and
sure.
it's not
Yeah.
what people think of when they think of New York. So
Yeah. No, I've been to that part. Yeah, for sure.
I'm coming to the end of my questions. We just crossed over an hour, so I'm
Oh,
gonna
wow.
I'm
Cool.
gonna let see it goes fast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let people ask any questions down in the comments if they
Okay.
have anything, and I'm gonna quick look through to see what I missed. Have you ever worn Crocs?
I don't own a pair, and I don't think so. Unless, no, I might have put some on temporarily in a fishing situation or
Yeah.
something. But no.
Do you have any pet peeves?
Oh, yeah, I think everybody does. Chewing loudly next to me. I
Hmm.
can't handle it. I'll leave.
That's a good one. Do you cook much?
No, I do not. My wife is a wonderful cook, and I can't outcook her, so I don't even try.
Hmm.
So I let her cook.
Okay, I'm looking down at the comments. So
I gotta
Pat
put my glasses on. Shit.
Pat Wells he gifted 5 memberships to my YouTube channel where I do like insider videos where I talk about all the projects I'm not getting done, like my 88 Big Red. And so
Okay.
if you want to see those videos, anybody, and you click that, you'll become a member for a month. So that's what that's about.
Okay.
Uh,
Cool.
Gary Wodarski wants to know about possibly making an 84 250R tank. Any plans for Serwa Tires to make an 84
No, that
250R
would be
tank?
the air cooled one. I know
Yes.
the tank he's talking about. Tell him we're gonna make gas caps for that tank. That's
Oh,
coming
cool.
out. Yeah, along with the 250S and 250SX, we got the big vented. It doesn't have the vent on it because I never did anything anyway, really.
Mhm.
So it just has the look of the vent, but it's a replacement gas cap for those things, like we did with the 70 tanks. No one made a replacement gas cap for a 70 tank. So what do you do?
Yeah.
When you use a gas cap, it's ridiculous that no one has that available. So anyway, that's one other thing we did. As far as the 250R gas tank goes, I don't know. I kind of leave that in Travis's hands of what he thinks would be popular.
It's got demand.
Um, yeah, I didn't believe we'd sell as many 70 tanks as we did, and we're almost out of them now.
Wow.
And so that's good. And we'll see what happens with these 250 ES, Big Red and SX tanks.
Oh, I think they're going to be big.
You think so?
I
I
think
hope
so.
so. I hope so.
Yeah.
I know a lot of plastic ones were sold, and I think those look horrible on a machine.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can get at least, The OEM look back.
Yeah, even with the perforated decals, they don't stick.
Right.
So,
I know. Aggravating.
um, Braze wants to know where to get 140 motors, or do you leave the stock 70 motors? I get my motors from Gordon Spangler from Honda ATC70.com, but I know there's a variety of people that are selling those
That's
now.
where I got my stuff too. When I did do a little bit of that, was Gordon. He's a great guy.
Yeah, and he's like Serwa Tires. He's a one-stop shop for
Yep.
billet stuff, for all the
Yep.
accessories, and
All the cool shit you want to do them. All my 70s I leave stock. Everyone up there on the wall, I should point out, is an unrestored, like barn find
wow,
example. Just one that someone no one wrote or put away, and I got a hold of it. So yeah, there's been nothing done to any of those. That's my
that's
intent,
cool.
is to have all originals up there, like untouched.
Original specimens.
I don't know why, but it's dumb, a dumb thing. OCD,
Mhm.
whatever. Call it. So yeah.
So Glenn Moulton asked, "Do you build any customs?" You pointed out that
Yeah.
TRX 250R.
Yeah, we call that Miss California. It's right behind me here. And again, that was DNA Restorations helped me with this guy, but it's got loans. Or am I showing this right, Preston? Can
Yeah,
you see
yeah,
it?
let's see.
Um, looking from the side, but links motor, the wet clutch system. It's got the Pantera electric start. You can see the battery. Can't
Mhm.
go to the other side necessarily, but yeah, we do custom stuff, fun stuff like that here. Um, my son just put together I think I did a video on it and people commented. I let him build a 250R motor. So then he grabbed all my good stuff, all my billet cases and ESR ported cylinder, 330, blah, 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 electron carbon, has it all thrown together. And I said, what are you doing? Why can't you just I told you to use the, what kids are, but
Yeah,
so that's a custom build. And I'm going to let him put it in a chassis and get it started and run it and do all that stuff. So yeah, the kids, all the kids are involved in that stuff. They get to do whatever they want out here. So
that's
it's
great.
always a mess. It's always
Brandon Burkett wanted to see a walk through the Tiger collection. We've already been there, Brandon. You're gonna have to start from the beginning. Is the kitchen table covered in the inside? So they're making fun of me. I'm building I need some woodworking tools apparently to finish my uh, dining room table that is in the other room that I haven't finished. Oh, for
Well,
some
just
reason.
take some time off of work.
That's what I need to do.
Get your projects done.
All right, MRC builds. What is your dream machine to own, or do you already have it? Does he have it already?
Oh shoot, no, I don't have it already. He built some pretty cool shit, so I don't know how to answer that one. But I'm sure if yeah, if it hasn't been built yet. When it's
Okay.
built, I'll know.
Okay.
But
Is this something in process?
for me,
Yeah. What?
no, no, I don't have anything in process. No.
Okay. Dennis Brooks. Matt, think there's any chances of Tiger Trikes coming back to market, or are they all being held onto for dear life? I'd love a 250 or a 500 someday.
Oh yeah, there'll be tigers available for sale for sure. Real
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, in the near future, for sure. There's gonna be guys selling them and moving them, and
Okay.
I will too. I have several that I'm trying to get restored, and I want to sell so people have them.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
I see a lot of people trying to reproduce them and do knockoffs and things like that. So someday, they're kind of like the '69 Camaro RS SSs that people would convert to, they convert a regular Camaro to look like that, or a
Mhm.
regular Malibu to look like that. And our 86 250R three-wheelers. Those things are old muscle cars that we need to figure out how to replicate, better things for them to look correct. So I've seen quite a few people trying to replicate Tiger parts and frames and whatnot. Where that goes, I don't know. There might be, but there's a lot to a Tiger that people don't realize.
Yeah.
But possibly someday, yeah, anything can be done for sure.
Pat Wells from Southeast Vintage Cycle Rescue wants to know if there's any plans to make a first gen ATC 70 tank. That might be a Travis
That's a
question.
pretty. We've talked about it, and it's a very limited market. So
Yeah.
the cost to make a mold for a tank is a lot, and you have to order like 1,000, 1,500 tanks minimum.
Wow.
Which is kind of a funny story about tanks, but so we did that with our 70 tanks, and we said we just want raw prime tanks in a box. And if you look next to the Serwa Tires sign, this is what they sent us: was 3,000 tanks, all painted, clear coated with that. It's not even an 81 or an 82
Yeah.
correct logo. It's just a Honda logo that they, as a favor to us, that's what they did. So that's why every 70 tank looks like that. Now, these ones that are coming in won't look like that. It's going to be black primer. As far as the 73 and 74s, no, I would say we're not going to do those.
Yeah.
No.
Do you have a price point on the 250 ES SX tanks yet?
No, because I don't know what the tariff's going to be.
Okay.
So that's the swing factor. They're
Yep.
not here yet, and a tariff's been imposed, and it's changing. That they're coming not from China; it's a different country, so they're coming through the Middle East, and I don't know what that tariff's going to be on that country. So
Okay.
until they're landed, I don't have an exact price. I try and keep it as minimum and low as possible, and I need to know the shipping, and I need to know the customs and tariffs when it gets here. It's always not just because there's a tariff now that's imposed. There's always been a tariff. It just depends on how much goods you have in there, how it's labeled, how it's marked, so to speak.
Yep. Once the 70 tanks that you've had made are gone, are they going to make another batch, or are they done?
There's another batch on order right now. Yeah. That
was
didn't make it with this shipment, but they're just about done. So,
that was a Jeff
yeah.
Mahar question.
Yep.
Chris Wall, he will need to move the bikes out of that building and stack the money from the ES and SX tanks. I'd buy 3 right now, so that's reassuring.
It is, because these things was a big leap of faith for me to do.
Yeah.
2 molds they're very expensive, 30 grand a piece just to
Wow.
make a gas tank. And that's a lot of, you gotta sell a lot of tanks to get that back, so to speak. So that's where the money thing comes into play with this. I hope people don't think that we're doing this just for the money, because that's not it at all.
Yeah.
We're doing it for the love of the sport. Yeah, it really is. It's cool to be a part of it. I would have never thought when I was a kid that I'd be doing this stuff, for
Yeah.
the Hondas. So I take pride in that more than anything. So that's really what me and Travis love about it, is getting to see these things restored and rectified, and so to speak.
Colin Spencer wonders if you have any tri-zingers or just the one 4-zinger.
I do not have a tri-zinger. He did spot my 4-zinger up there.
I missed it.
Yeah. Okay. So some of my little stuff is up here behind me. And Vinny, there is your 73 kitty cat that he sold me for shit. Hold on. Very little money. Vinny, when he gets something, he's got to sell it. Let me get down to the tri-zinger.
It's a 4-zinger, yeah.
So he sold a very good representative non-used version of the very first kitty cat Arctic cat ever made.
How about that?
Yeah. So anyway, might
That
might
makes
have
sense
to
that
go in a
he'd have a
museum.
kitty cat.
It might have to go in a museum someday. But yeah.
Chris Fredmonsky is wondering if the 250SX tanks that you're making is going to make his two original ones worth less, more or less. I don't think it's going to hurt the value of your tanks
Yeah,
because they're
no,
a
I
little bit
think the
different,
original
right?
tanks will always be worth more.
Yeah,
It's just the guys that want to fix up their riders to look nice for the campground or whatever they're doing with them. And the plastic tanks looks like shit,
yeah,
they just do. I'm
yeah.
sorry, Clark, if you're watching. I do like your other stuff. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. Your 250R tanks are beautiful.
People are commenting on the pipe on your four-wheeler, I think.
Yeah, it's ridiculous what it is. Obnoxious and loud.
John Bizzle asked about a 85 200S for sale, but we're not going to ask about if you're selling anything.
I don't
Let's
sell
see.
anything, no. Yeah, don't contact me about anything you saw here. Nothing's for sale.
Let's see. Now I
That's
think
not
we just,
entirely true, but there's a lot of machines for sale right now, and it's good to see.
yeah.
But there's just flooded market with them, and they're bringing good money. So I think the sport's going to continue,
Yeah.
and people, in my opinion, aren't really spending money right now. Like they're still waiting for to see what happens with the economy. Is not the best right now.
Yeah.
Grocery prices are still high and all that. So it's an unknown. So I think when things loosen up a little bit, you'll see more and more machines starting to move. Someone asked about tigers, and yeah, there'll be tigers for sale when people are ready to buy tigers. But right now is not it.
Yeah.
I don't think. I ran
Yeah.
those machines through Meekum not too long ago. Do you remember that? I put
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
we call it the Serwa Barn Find collection, where they're all original machines, and uh, very disappointed in the outcome of that. It didn't
Mhm.
go the way. I don't know how your buddy gets such good money for his stuff, the Red Shade Bandit, and I put together that, and it was like
Yeah.
boo boo boo.
Yeah. It was
So
sad.
anyway, yeah.
Um, Tricycle Guy wants to know if you believe his prototype story. Have you even heard of it?
I yes, I do believe it. Um, why is he asking that? He
I
must
don't
have
know.
heard me poo-poo his story at some point. But um, no, I know he's got the special neck on the bike. I seen the pictures of
Yeah.
it, and that's the only thing it could be. So yes, I believe him. Ask him
Okay.
why he doesn't think I believe him.
I don't know how far I am from the bottom here. I'm really starting to skim through.
You're getting a lot of nonsense. I can't tell what's going through.
I'm
Fortunately,
skimming.
my
What?
glasses don't work that good.
Do you have any banshees?
I do. Yep,
Yeah.
I have two. I have the black '06 limited edition. I have the yellow '06 limited edition. Or yeah, limited edition ones. And then I also have my wife wanted a blue and the teal colored one, the blue and white one. So I forget what it's 92 or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I have those to put on display too.
Jeff Mahar wonders if you're interested in anything from the seller in New York that Travis is helping sell
I
out.
did. I'm interested in everything he had, and I got first kind of look at it in the beginning. Um, it's just where do you stop? And I'm
Yeah.
right in the middle of a big purchase of another vehicle. that you'll probably see in the near future when I get it. But I'll keep that under wraps for now. But yeah, I have no more space, and that's the other thing I said to myself, and I'm trying to keep that promise. If I can't display it properly, I shouldn't buy it. I'm not going to buy it and put it somewhere where it's going to sit there and deteriorate. I'm not taking care of it properly, because these machines do need maintenance and do need to be cleaned and wiped down and taken care of, and make sure there's no mice in the air boxes and chewing shit up. So, so someday I'll have to either build onto this thing again, which I've already done that to make the showroom bigger. That's why I'm in the process of doing that. Or have another building somewhere where I have different displays. I have a tiger racing display type thing, and the museum or whatever, like Binky does, where someone can come and look at it, and appreciate it. So,
yeah. Do you work on your own machines, or do you have somebody that comes in to do stuff?
I have both. I have guys that work for me at Vortex that are very handy with two strokes and dirt bikes and stuff. So that transfers exactly to what we're doing here. So they know how to change carriers and chains and all that stuff. So if I need something done that I can't do, or me and my son can't do, or get halfway through, and I need them to finish it, that I call them and they come help me. But most of the stuff is done here, like the motor building and whatnot. We do that, me and my son.
Yeah. Do you know how many machines you have?
No.
No.
It's over 100.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah. The exact number I can't pin you down on, but I know I have a list I have to keep for insuring them, and I know it's over 100.
Yeah.
So
Chris Fredmonsky mentions or wants to know if you have any classic cars. I know you mentioned a couple that you have had.
I do. I have a 72 Chevelle. That's kind of one of my favorites. It's got a 572 big block in it.
Wow.
I have a 69 Camaro, which I'm changing the motor out. I sold the motor to Travis Gisclair that was in that car. It's going in his C10 that he's building.
Cool.
You've probably seen videos of it. And the Camaro motor is getting replaced with the new 632 GM crate motor, 1,000 horsepower crate motor. First one that GM ever built.
Yeah.
It's a big orange beast. And then I have a 79 Firebird, smoking a bandit car. Have a Cadillac V. And then my new car is going to be a Lamborghini that's coming. That's why I can't afford to buy anything other than that thing. So
that's awesome. That's cool.
So yeah,
That's
I am a car guy as well. Huh?
That's a good winter car.
Yeah, I'm gonna put snow tires on it for sure.
Is it this like the SUV type Lamborghini, or is it like a?
No, it's the new supercar Lamborghini, the Revolto. It's called.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tricycle guy says, I didn't think he didn't believe me. I'm just not sure how much he wastes on YouTube listening to me harping on it. Ha ha ha. I will tell you this, Tricycle guy. He had to download YouTube on his phone to do this live.
Yes. Yes. He forgets the conversation that me and him had at Binky's, where he showed me pictures of his bike on his phone and explained it to me, and I asked him in great detail about it. So yes, I'm a history guy. I do take all that very seriously when people start talking about things like that, and especially when it comes to like tiger stuff, because I've heard so many things from people, and the Frank stuff. People think they know. Obviously, you've seen it in our 250R world, with the 87 250R being a real thing, and people believing and swearing on a holy Bible that it exists. So, but yes. I do. I'm a history buff when it comes to tires. And what did we talk about the whole time we were at Binky's?
Yeah. Right. The difference
just
between 250 SX tires and 200X tires.
Well, that, and how things came to be with Honda, and how the machines were built, and
Yep.
you know, the
That was a
Japanese
good
were
pick.
way ahead of their time back then. I'll say that when it came to reinventing the wheel.
Scott
But
Shemming is here. He wonders
oh,
how many.
Scott. Oh, good. I was going to mention this 350X behind me. Scott restored. That's why it's such a beautiful example.
Yeah, he does amazing work.
Yeah, that's one of his machines there. And then I have to, mention Travis Gisclair again. He did a lot of them here. Scott's 350Xs, most of them are back in the corner. And I'm gonna make a big display out of them. They're all perfect examples. And that's, like I said, I only want to have it if I can display it. So that's what I'm trying to pare things down to that way. And that's why I don't say nothing's for sale, but I have to figure out what should stay and what should go. How many 87 200Xs, do you need in your collection? Right? You don't need 3 of them. You need one good one. Someone else that wants one should have one, out there. So that's how I look at this stuff. But again, thank you, Scott. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, all the guys that do the work for me. Appreciate it. I'm missing a lot of names here, but all the other guys that make parts, like Palmgren does a good job on his stuff. Great reproduction parts. Who else am I missing in the community? Help me, Preston.
Well, we mentioned Gordon and Travis and you and Mike, and there's a lot. Oh, there's Craig and Chelsea, ATB ATC. There's Rob Wicks, Wicked Metal Design. They're not making, OEM.
Oh, Tammy at Cosmic Quads, the seat lady. She does a lot of seats for me, proxy through other people.
Yeah. I've got 2 seats there right now.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of new comments here, but I'm not seeing a ton of questions, and I don't want to go too far past an hour and a half because we are coming up on it quick.
Okay, no problem. Understood. But do a part 2 someday if you need to.
Is one of your kids named Miles?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Why,
He wants to know who's your favorite kid.
Not him, because he's not out here helping me right now.
Oh,
he was supposed to be in case I needed a part or something.
I think my wife just deleted him from the video. That's his son, honey. Let him back in if he can. So my wife is my bouncer as well as a garage MC.
Perfect. That's okay. Kick him out.
Sometimes we get trolls in here and it goes south fast.
Sure.
But but I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to talk with us and show us the awesome collection you've got back through there and tour us around it.
No problem.
Thank you for the tires and the grab bars and the tanks, everything you're bringing to the market. And I'm appreciative, and I know anyone in this chat is super thankful for that.
Thank you. I appreciate kind words.
Huge hole, yeah. But
well, we hope to fill it and keep filling it. So we're always, looking for ideas like the 84 250R tank. Consider it 100%. I know there's a lot of them out there. So
yeah. And if you come to Trike Fest, we'll see you there. If you come out to my event at some point, we'll see you here. And
yeah, for sure. I need to start doing that more. Get out and see the people, because we're getting pretty vested in the community as far as people that have our product. So, and we're proud to be a part of it. So
very good. Well, thank you very much, Matt. Appreciate you, and have a wonderful night.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.